This episode is brought to you by the Conscious Combo Network and the Black Boy Fly Club. Go to www.blackboyfly.club to learn about the movement, get books, merch, and just get connected with the brand overall. Again, www.blackboyfly.club. I hope you enjoy the next episode. Welcome to another edition of the Black Boy Fly podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Isaac Addae. Today's conversation, we're going to get into the power of manifestation. Now, I don't know about you, but I've tuned in to Netflix's Kanye West, what was it called? Genius show, 3 episodes of Genius. It's pure genius. Kudos to the brothers that filmed that. I just read today where they got $30 million to put that together. Incredible show. If you have not tuned into the Netflix mini series or mini documentary about Kanye West, go and check that out. It really speaks a lot to the power of manifestation. Now, here's something that stood out to me when I watched what Kanye was doing. He never stopped believing in himself. Think about that. He never, at least based on what we saw in the documentary, he never stopped believing in himself. And he always thought highly of himself, even from early on, early in his career. In his mind, he was a genius already. He was just doing the work to show everybody else what he already knew he was capable of. Have you experienced that in your life? Have you ever been in a position where you felt like, I'm genius, I've got genius level talent, I'm going to manifest everything that I want no matter what? That's what I got out of the documentary. So let's unpack that. All right. I'm reading a book called The Magic of Thinking Big. And in the first chapter, I mean, it really just hit me hard. It says things like, we're around people who limit our thinking. The world around us encourages us to think small. And that's why so many people have a hard time thinking big. But thinking big and manifesting your dreams is a real thing. Just think about it. When you tell yourself that you can do something, you're likely going to find a way to do it. But if you tell yourself, I can't do this, you're going to find a way not to do it. Words really matter. We have the ability to manifest our dreams. We have the ability to manifest the things that we want to accomplish in life. It starts with belief, though. But it's hard. I mean, it's really hard to consistently have that self belief, to consistently tell yourself, not only can I do this, but I will do this and I'm going to make it happen. But it's possible. So when you watch the Kanye West documentary, you'll see an individual who said to himself, I'm a genius. I'm going to be the one to change the game. I'm just going to keep putting in the work, keep knocking on every door. And eventually the opportunity is going to come. And we got to see over the course of 3 hour long episodes, all of the things that he manifested panned out. Now, it wasn't perfect and it wasn't pretty, but it started with the power of belief. All right. Now, a few things stood out in addition to Kanye West's ability to manifest his future. The support system around him played a really important role, starting with his mother, Dr. Donda West. She reminded me a lot of my mom. When I watched her and how she interacted with Kanye, she always knew the talent that he was. And it seemed like she spent a lot of her time helping him see what she could see. My mom, Dr. Rejoice Addae, does the exact same thing with me, and she always has, and with all her children. From a very young age, she's always told us, you're very capable. My father has done the same too. My father manifested a lot of his dreams. My mother did the same, and they both taught us you can manifest your dreams, but you have to believe. But when you don't have people around you that are pouring into you and helping you see that, sometimes it can be hard. So think about, who are the people around you? Are they influencing you in a way where they're reinforcing your belief in yourself, where they're reinforcing your belief in your ability to manifest your dreams, where they're reinforcing your desire to think big or your will to think big? This is really important. So your ability to manifest these things, but then also who's around you, plays a big role. Another influential individual in Kanye's life, based on what we saw in the documentary, was Cootie, his guy who was doing all the filming with Channel Zero. It seemed like Cootie saw something in Kanye very early on too, and said, I'm gonna bet on him. Meaning, this guy's going somewhere. I believe in him so much that I'm going to bet my future on his future and go all in. This guy was following Kanye around all kinds of places, recording his every movement, not knowing that maybe even decades later, he and another guy cash out on $30 million for the content. That's also another example of the power of belief and the power of manifestation and the power of thinking big. All right. So, one, do you have that in you? Two, do you have the people that are around you? And then three, are you going to be consistent in terms of your quest to achieve those dreams? That's something else that really stood out to me in the Kanye West documentary was his drive. It seemed like no matter what obstacles came his way, Kanye kept pushing. He kept moving. He kept trying to reach that dream. He kept trying to manifest that vision that he had from a young age, even after the car accident, even after some of the psychological challenges, even after the death of his mother. And now he's going through a divorce. Guess what? He's still manifesting these big dreams. He does not quit. So I think we can take some lessons from that. I definitely have. When I think about my life, I have successfully manifested several things, right? When I was in eighth grade, I decided that I wanted to be a mechanical engineer. By the time I reached Tennessee State University, I realized that electrical engineers made more money. So I changed my major to electrical engineering. But I manifested a career in engineering all the way back from the eighth grade. Prior to that, I wanted to be a neurosurgeon. My guess is if I hadn't have changed my mind, I'd be a brain surgeon right now, but we'll never know. But I manifested that desire to be an engineer because I felt like it was possible. I felt like it was within grasp, but also my parents taught me that I had the power to manifest the things that I want to achieve in life. And so I became an engineer, worked in that field for a few years, and I decided to move on. And I've had a couple career changes since then. But there is real truth in you saying, I'm going to do something and then it happening. There is real power in your words and in your self belief and in your ability to manifest these things. Okay. So it starts with you. What's within you? Now, I've talked to a lot of people, and even myself at times have doubted my own abilities, right? I've told myself, even with my strong belief in my ability to manifest my dreams, there have been times where I did not operate in that way. When I was working on my doctorate degree, I got to a point where I really felt like I can't do this. And I still don't know why, because it was never something that I could not do, but it was all up here. It was very psychological. I got to a place where I said, I just can't finish. And guess what? Nothing happened. I wasn't finishing. When I decided, you know what? I can do this. Guess what? Within a year and a half, I was done because it took that much time to do all the writing and editing. But I literally had to convince myself that I could do it, or else I would have never finished. And that I'm a person that started the PhD journey and went through some challenges and got stuck along the way. But again, it goes back to that power of manifestation. But also, I had people around me who were saying, Isaac, you can do this. They saw that I was in the space of self-doubt and they stepped in the gap and said, nope, you can do it. My mom being one, my wife being another, extended family members, friends, my dissertation chair. He was a big, big, big cheerleader for me along the way. So when you are going through life, there will be times where you may doubt your abilities, where you may not have that power of manifestation as you once did, or maybe your self-confidence took a hit, and you're going to need those people around you to help reinforce your belief in self. We can't do it alone. Again, if you watch the Kanye documentary, he achieved some incredible feats in his life and he's still going, but he didn't do it by himself. And he had people along the way pouring into him. All right. So, that power of manifestation is real. I'm a part of Pivot Technology School right now. And the co-founders, Josh Mundy and Quan Clark, I've watched these guys manifest the vision of starting a tech school. And here we are today, having closed out a year at almost $1 million in 2021. And we're still going and we're still growing. The power of manifestation is real. But do you believe in yourself? That's really the first question to ask. Do you believe in yourself? All right. And I'm saying this because I've been in there. I've been in spaces where I didn't have that self-belief. I've taught students and I've mentored other people who are struggling with self-belief and self-doubt. It's a real thing. And it's hard to overcome if you don't have people around you. But also, you got to, at some point, really just believe in yourself. I can do this. You can. You really can do anything you set your mind to, but it starts here. It starts with that power to believe that you can manifest those dreams. All right. So, manifestation is a real thing. Having that support system around you is a real thing. And then having that consistent drive to not quit and not give up is just another element of that. I mean, three things that I think if you're able to master, whatever you set your mind to, you're going to get it. The power of manifestation, or the belief in yourself, having a good support system or circle around you, people that are reinforcing those beliefs, and then an incessant drive, the ability to persevere, the ability to have tenacious effort into your efforts will get you to that end goal, will get you to that destination that you're trying to reach. Now, again, it's not always easy, but we have many examples of people around us who've taken something and made a big thing out of it, or they've taken nothing and they found a way out and created opportunities for themselves and for other people. How are they doing this? It's not magic. It's literally thinking big and manifesting those dreams. Can't be easier than that to explain. All right. And we see people do it all the time. But again, we came out of a pandemic recently, or are still coming out of a pandemic. Many people have dealt with psychological challenges. Many people are down and out and really struggling. I struggled at points and times during the pandemic. I didn't know which way was up and where things are going next, but I found my way and I got back to a space of self belief and manifesting my dreams. Now, for me, as a man of faith and as a very spiritual person, I believe in a higher power, and I believe that there are other things happening out there in the world beyond my control that have an impact on my life. So when I manifest these things, I then put it out there in the universe, and I step back and I continue to do the work, but I don't stress over it. And when I stay in that space, magic happens. Literally, magic happens. But oftentimes we manifest things and then we want to hurry up and get to it. I manifested this, right? I'm thinking big. I have self belief. All right, now where's that blessing? It needs to hurry up. Sometimes it's going to take time. You heard me say earlier, it took me 10 plus years to finish my PhD, from applying to different programs to starting and going through the process. It was a big dream that I manifested, but I had to be patient and wait for that to come. Are you going to be willing to wait while you're doing the work for that thing you're manifesting to come your way? Because it might not come overnight. But I find that when you manifest something and you dream big and you have people around you that are supporting you and encouraging you and reinforcing that strong belief in self, and you're putting forth the effort, in time, those things that you're seeking will find their way to you. You won't even have to go chase it. It'll fall in your lap, but you have to believe. And if you don't believe in yourself, find something bigger than you to believe in. Because without that strong sense of belief, it's going to be really hard to achieve anything in this life, especially because of all the challenges that get thrown our way, all the obstacles that we may face. We live in a really difficult time. There's a lot happening in the world. Everybody's managing a lot. You got phone, email traffic, right? You got family. Somebody may or may not be ill. You may be dealing with health challenges. You may have kids. You may be trying to figure out your career situation. You may be doing all these things while still trying to manifest your big dreams. And so it takes a strong mind to maintain that self belief, to keep going, even when it doesn't look like that thing that you're working for is coming. You got to keep going. You got to keep putting in the effort. As some of my friends say, you got to keep putting up shots, keep shooting shots every single day. Make sure that you're getting smart about the shots that you're putting up as well, as you're moving toward your big goals and as you're manifesting your wildest dreams. And these things will happen. Trust me, you're looking at a person who has at times been really high on self-belief, at times has been really low on self-belief, at times have manifested some of the craziest of ideas, and then at times have struggled to even find what's next or to figure out purpose in what I'm supposed to be doing and all those types of things. But again, at the age of 40, I'm still making my way through. And if I haven't learned anything else in life, what I've learned is our mind is our most powerful tool that we have in our toolbox. And we have to reinforce that we have to reinforce that mind, that muscle, that brain. We have to exercise it in a way where we develop what I call positive reflexivity, positive reflexes. Because when challenges come your way, we tend to lean toward the negative aspect of what we're experiencing. How do you train yourself to think about the positives so that you're staying in a high space, so that your self-belief isn't being shaken, your ability to manifest things is remaining strong. All right. And I'll just give you some strategies. I do that, one, through prayer, two, through exercise, specifically running and biking. If I can get outdoors and get moving on my bike or with my feet, that strengthens my mind. But also meditation. Sometimes I lay in the bed and meditate. Sometimes I sit on the edge of the bed. Sometimes I sit on the floor on a pillow, and I will try and meditate for 10 minutes straight and just quiet my brain as a practice so that I can strengthen my mental resolve, because things are going to come my way, but I don't want anything to shake my core belief in self or my mindset around my ability to manifest my dreams. I know some folks do yoga. Whatever you have to do it to strengthen your mind. All right. Oh, something else I do is read. I read a lot, and I try to read a lot of positive and insightful things. Like I mentioned, the book, The Magic of Thinking Big, or some people have even said my book, Black Boy Fly. I've got some good gems in there too. But pour into your brain, pour into your body, position yourself around people, do the things that are going to help you stay in a good space mentally, where you have positive reflexivity, where you're strengthening your mental resolve around your ability to manifest your dreams and your self-belief. Trust me, if you're able to do these things and do these things consistently, you will achieve the wildest of dreams. You will fly high in life. You will get to that space of greatness, but it's all in your mind. It's all around who you surround yourself with, and it's all in consistent effort and action. And these are things that we know, but again, they're hard. Why? Because society teaches us so many other things are important, and we're conflicted by so many different messages that we receive on a daily basis. Sometimes it's hard to maintain that positivity, especially during what we just came out of with during the global pandemic, right? Oftentimes we're not always surrounded by maybe the most positive people or the right people to encourage us in the ways that we need to. Sometimes you may have to, I don't know, cut some fat out of your circle. Nipsey Hussle says it, all the time in his music. Circle got smaller, everybody can't go. Maybe you have to shrink your circle. Who do you need to keep around you to help reinforce that positivity, that strengthen your mind in terms of belief in self and power of manifestation? And then also, how do you position yourself where you can continuously work and do it in a consistent manner, without starting and stopping and starting and stopping? Now, trust me, I've done that. I've been there. I've started stuff, I've quit. I've started stuff, I've quit, and my friends will call me out. I thought you were still doing X, Y, Z. Nah, man, I gave that up. Why didn't you stick with it, man? You were really on to something. It's hard. Sometimes it's hard, but when you are consistent, you will win. You will definitely win, because most people aren't. All right. So just wanted to share some thoughts with you today about the power of manifestation. I'll just recap. One, positive mindset, strengthening your mind, belief in self, belief in your ability to accomplish the things that you want to accomplish and manifest in your dreams is number one of importance. Number two, who are you surrounding yourself with in terms of a circle of influence? And then number three, are you able to put forth consistent effort and action toward the things that you're manifesting? If you're able to master those three things, I don't see anything being able to come in the way of you achieving greatness. All right. Look at the shirt that I'm wearing today. It says Be Driven. Thanks to my buddy Trey Collier at bedriven.life. We talk about this all the time. You have to be driven toward your goals. You have to push, in addition to having that support system, and in addition to having that mindset that positions you to believe that you can achieve anything. Master those three things, you'll achieve greatness. Keep going. I can't wait to see what you're able to do in your life. I'd love to hear about the things that you're positioning yourself to do and what you're doing to maintain those three things that we talked about so that you can achieve greatness. All right. Thanks for tuning in to this episode. Look forward to connecting with you on the next one. Take care.